Right now, India is fighting a war for its own survival, but you won't see it fought with bullets or artillery. This battle is being waged across shipping lanes, trade agreements, and diplomatic backchannels. Despite boasting one of the fastest-growing major economies on the planet, India has a critical vulnerability baked directly into its geography. If a single geopolitical choke point gets blocked thousands of miles away, the domestic fallout is instant. Oil prices spike, inflation surges, and growth grinds to a halt. This map shows the three fronts India must defend: the Arabian Sea for energy routes, the wider global oceans for trade, and the northern landmass for physical security. Managing these overlapping pressures at the exact same time requires constant calculation. It is the ultimate test of whether the Indian economy can stay afloat in an increasingly unstable world. To understand the sheer scale of this challenge, look at the country's energy dependency. India imports more than 80% of its total oil needs. This diagram zeroes in on the primary bottleneck, the Strait of Hormuz. Millions of barrels pass through here daily, bound for Indian ports. If a conflict closes this route, the domino effect is catastrophic. Without that steady flow, supply chains freeze. To counter this risk, the government has launched aggressive naval deployments, sending warships to physically escort oil tankers. They are also building out infrastructure like this: massive strategic oil reserves, capable of holding millions of metric tons of emergency fuel. Securing deep water energy lines provides the stability required for the domestic economy to function. But keeping the lights on is only the first step. The second front forces India to navigate the highly polarized arena of global trade rivalries. For years, Indian leaders have pushed to expand trade access globally. Negotiations like this high-level summit with the European Union are designed to secure free trade agreements that directly generate domestic jobs and increase exports. At the exact same time, diplomats have to manage intense friction with the United States. Bilateral engagements, like the ones shown here, frequently revolve around strict American tariffs and complex trade rules that threaten Indian exports. This doctrine is multi-alignment. Instead of picking sides, India places itself at the center. Watch how this works. The government buys oil from one rival bloc, refines it, and exports goods to another. This keeps decision-making independent. Executing multi-alignment is difficult, but it provides the only path to ensure India's economic engine doesn't stall due to external conflicts. While diplomats manage ocean routes and abstract trade deals, the military faces a much more immediate, physical reality along India's northern landmass. The boundary with Pakistan requires constant surveillance. Border guards patrol vast stretches of hostile terrain daily to manage ongoing security incidents and military friction. Compound that with an unresolved high-altitude standoff with China. These outposts sit mere yards apart, creating the dangerous, very real possibility of a two-front conflict. The only response to this dual threat is absolute military readiness. That means carving specialized infrastructure out of the Himalayas and dedicating a massive portion of the national budget to defense spending. This required buildup creates a harsh paradox. Every billion spent fortifying the mountains places immense financial strain on the exact same economy the government is trying to grow through global trade. This visualization shows how these three threads are inextricably linked. India has to balance energy security, global trade dynamics, and national border threats at the exact same time. It is a highly fragile feedback loop. Massive defense spending requires strong trade revenue to pay for it. That trade requires secure energy lines to power the factories, and those energy lines require a strong military defense to stay open. Maintaining this loop has changed India's role on the global stage. The country acts on its own initiative, independent of the moves made by older superpowers. Through the precise use of multi-alignment, the securing of ocean choke points, and aggressive fortification of borders, the country is actively carving out a new model of strategic autonomy.